So you're standing over your ball, looking down at it, and you're wondering, which bit do I focus on to get the best impact? Have a closer look at this. Do I focus on the top of the ball, the back of the ball, front of the ball, back corner of the ball? What if I told you not to focus on any of it at all? I'll show you what I mean. The problem with golf balls is that they're spheres. And when that's sitting on the ground and you want to hit it, which bit of it are you going to try and get this in contact with? If I put this on the ground there, I don't know whether you can see those green spots anymore, but if I tried to hit the middle of the ball there, do I focus on the top? So I'm just looking at the ball, middle point, not worrying where that club comes in. Do I focus on the front of the ball? So all I'm looking at is the front of the ball and driving the club through it. Or do I pick the back quarter, which you often hear, so that forces you to try and come in from that way. There's problems with all of these methods. If I'm looking at the top of the ball, I've got a tendency to want to come down on it, come over the top to get there. If I'm throwing in the front of the ball, I might stand there and say, I want to get that club through to it. I'm standing back and lifting it, back quarter. Yes, I'm hitting out that way, but if I'm coming in with all the wrong angles, remember, it's a curved face, curved surface on the ball. I'm only going to be slightly off, and that ball's not going to go where I expect it to go. And this was a great question I was asked on the course the other day by a playing partner. Then it made me think, what do I look at? I think, do I look at that back corner? Do I look at the front? I'm looking at the ball, but I'm not looking at it as a curved surface. That's the first issue. Second point is, the clubs you're hitting with have loft. And the problem with loft gives an illusion that you've got to get that club onto it somehow. So you're turning. Now we do want to get the hands past the ball. We don't want them behind here when we're hitting. We do want to be slightly ahead when that comes in. But there's still loft. There's still loft on that club. So what's the solution? The solution is to imagine this is a absolute flat face, no loft. And the ball is a cube with a flat face. And your job is to get this face connecting with the flat face there. And the point where I've got the club there, it'd actually be, imagine if you had a half a ball, that's where it would be. Connect them absolutely square. So if you're going through and thinking, I've got to the middle of the ball, I'm not focused on this, but I've got that coming in square to square, the ball's going that way. You're not hitting it down, you're not hitting it sideways. Your job is to hit it that way, forward. So you imagine no loft with a square ball, you would literally power it forward 1 inch off the ground. But let me get you something else to show you this. Right, check this out. One dirty lump hammer, flat face, that's my golf club. One brick, flat face, that's my ball. Now, if I wanted to knock that way, I don't want to give it a glancing blow. I don't want to come in here, give it a glancing blow that way when I want it to go that way. I want it to come in flat. Flat surface, flat face, straight in that way. I don't want to come down on it. I don't want to imagine it's through there, because by the time it gets to there, to get through to there, I might have had to come in on the angle and crack my brick. So there's my brick ball. There's my club. Straight in that way. Straight in. We're back. We're coming in there. If I had a long handle, it'll be easier. I don't want to bend down so much. So look, we're going in there. In there. You notice also it gets me into that proper position. So imagine the ball's a cube. Imagine the club as a flat. And we're coming in flat to flat. Now, put my ball back again. I'd be coming in there. So yes, it is the back of the ball, but don't imagine that. It's not the side, it's not the top, it's not the front. I'm going through. I'm imagining it's a flat face, flat surface ball, and I'm coming in with a flat surface club. Here's a great tip. You've got a line on the ball. Don't align where you want it to go. Line it perpendicular. So that green dot's in the middle of it, and that's the Pro V1 line there. Any line will do. So to help you with that, if you paint a cross on the ball, one line points that way. The other line is how you're thinking of contacting with that ball. So when I hit that ball, I expect that face to be square to that line. 2 seconds. Here's one I made earlier. So it's got the cross on. One line, I point where I want the ball to go. The other line is where I want the club square to it. Imagining my flat face, imagining my flat face, my flat face, but I'm hitting that exactly on that line. Now I can do it either. I can put the small line pointing that way, big line that way. I sometimes find it easier. So that's on that line. Easier to have the big line perpendicular to where you want to go, because that really gives you that idea of a flat faced ball. Got it right that time. So we go in and we're hitting through it. And if you're doing it correct, that club should pass through that point absolutely square. Another 2 seconds. Right, I got some real flat face clubs now. So here's a great tip for putting. Line the cross up where you want to go, where you want to start that ball. Line your putter face up. The ball's correctly positioned. Line your putter face up parallel to the cross line. Very easy to keep it square then. With a big dog. Now, remember, you're playing this more off the front hip, and when that club's coming in, you can try and get it on that corner. Not going to work. You want, when it hits that ball, and it's probably on the way up, with its pretty flat face, 9° on this one. So for all intents and purposes, that is flat. You want to connect with that square. On a normal swing, you're actually on your way back here. So what happens, people leave the face open, try and keep it square, but they're cutting across. So a little trick. Push that foot forward. You aim your body right at target. By the time you get round to there, that is square. You also hit it further that way. Hit it on the up, absolutely square. That meets centre of the face. That ball goes further with less spin. So recap. Which the ball do you focus on? The answer is none of it. You focus on the ball as though it had a flat face. So as though that was cut in half, flat face, and your club is a flat face too. Ignore the loft. The loft is just there to get it up at different angles. Every club, you want to knock the ball forward as far as you can. You don't want it to go so high, you take a different club. Come in square, square to that line, square to a square ball, and you'll hit perfect shots.